Oh my god, it has been a while. And, I'm always going to have excuses. That's the thing. So, I had to relocate again. I'm not sure if that was made evident in my last video. My graphics card died for a little bit there, which was fun. I finally got that replaced today. Other thing I learned is my new graphics card no longer cooperates with Sony Vegas, a software that I've been using for about 5 years to edit. So this is me using another one tonight and praying that nothing goes off without a hitch, Also, side note, I had to skip ahead to a completely different video, but for anybody that uses Premiere, do y'all have that problem where you drop a video into your, your media fucking project tab or whatever, and it thinks that the video is like way shorter than it actually is? I get the feeling that this has been an explored problem before, but this is night one of me messing with this stuff. Like, for fuck's sake, it took me like 40 minutes to figure out how to enable recording on a track. So, any help I can get with Premiere would be fantastic. It's weird adapting, but we grow and we learn from this. It's fucking frustrating is what it is. Anyways, jumping back into this game, this is, part of the Monotype tournament that I had a couple of weeks, or not that I had, that I participated in a couple of weeks ago. I brought Dragon, a good buddy of mine by the name of Snarkus, brought Mono Flying. So there is also something very interesting about this game that happened, and I figure I'll jump into it when I jump into it. But for now, I do want to get rocks up because it is mono flying, so I figure, that's one of the most important things I can get. It's a free 25% on anything that is weak to Stone Edge / rocks in general. And I decided I'm going to get the free switch here into Altaria and decide to go for the Mega, but I also thought he was going to end up going into Skarmory because I thought, well, he's not going to want to have me set up too high in the beginning of the game. So I actually just ended up going for the Flamethrower. I should have gone for a DD, honestly. I should have just gone the fuck in when I had the opportunity to. But for now, I decided to go for a Dragon Dance, and I see how much the hidden power is doing, and it has not occurred to me that he could be Specs instead of Scarf. The thought crossed my mind that he was like modest Scarfed or something like that, and that's just how much it hurt. So I was like, well, fuck that. I don't want to lose this Mega Altaria right away. So I decided to switch out, decided to go into my Salt Vest Gudra to see how much it does. It doesn't do as much as I thought it would. It does hurt a lot, don't get me wrong. But, I can scare it off, and I can just end up... I keep thinking that damn Skarm's going to come in is what's going to happen, which is why I go for Fire Blast straight, even though I had the Sludge Bomb, and he has Dazzling Gleam. You know what, that's fine. It's not going to do that much, because it is a Gudra. Y'all know how well these things can take special attacks and whatnot. And it turns out that they can actually do a pretty decent amount of damage. They can take out Togekiss from half HP, which is totally fine by me. Landers is going to come back in. Y'all already know how this thing works. It likes an Earthquake, it likes a U-turn, it likes a Stone Edge. So based on some of that knowledge that he has going on, he's probably going to kill me off from half health. I decided to go into my Latias right here to dodge the incoming Earthquake. I do get that correctly. He could have just as easily U-turned. That would have been fine too. I know... I'd like to say that I kind of felt the vibe that it was going to be an Earthquake there, but in reality, I was just like, yep, it's going to be Earthquake. It's definitely not going to be U-turn at all, ever in the history of ever, except it definitely could have been. That definitely would have been a smart play to do. But I also do have Stealth Rocks up on his side of the field, so maybe he was trying to keep switching to minimum. I really don't remember, guys. This is like 2 months ago. Y'all got to cut me some slack here. But it turns out he just ended up going back out into I ended up going out into Gudra, I believe, on that switch, and then some shit happened. Then I took an HPS and I was able to take it out with Sludge Bomb. Hooray! So now that I'm caught up on turns here, the Skarmory finally comes in, and I guess I kept this thing. I don't know why I kept this thing. I really shouldn't have kept this thing. I guess I decided to go to Kyurem Black on the Defog, if I remember correctly. That is exactly what happened. And I'm going to decide to blast this thing with Piss, because Fusion Bolt hurts this thing real freaking bad, and I am a Life Orb Kyurem Black. So I figure, let's get some damage off while we can. And on top of that, his Sturdy's... Actually, no, his Sturdy doesn't matter because I'm a Kyurem Black. It's about to be like, I broke it. But... A, because I'm Life Orb and not Choice Banded, and honestly, it's a Skarmory. I don't think there's any way I could one-shot him unless I got, like, a crit, or if he was special defensive, but A, I'm Life Orb, B, he's physically defensive. C, he lives it, and D, he sets up Stealth Rocks. So all four of those, kind of bad for my situation here, because now he got rid of them, and he got him up instead. So... I'm still pretty intent on staying in here, but I actually think that I thought he was going to end up switching out to Landers or something right there, which is why I switch it up, go for Ice Beam. With the amount of HP that he was at and the fact that it's a neutral hit and it's stab on myself, you know, it wasn't a bad idea to do that, so I might as well give it a shot. Now, here on this thing, I was like, the way he brings it in, it is probably faster than me / Scarf, just like I've thought the entire game. So I decided to switch out into my Tyrantrum as potential death fodder, depending on what he wants to do. So if he wants to go for Stone Edge and he misses, that's fantastic. I can get Rocks up again. But if he goes for Stone Edge and it hits, or if he goes for Earthquake and it hits, I'll get to see what he's locked in on, and I can just go ahead and act accordingly. So I'm going to assume that he is locked in on Stone Edge. I figure the next best thing I have to take that is probably Latias. So I believe I just ended up going for I think I went for a Psyshock here. I don't think I went for a Draco. That would have been, oh no, I went for Defog because I didn't want those rocks around. Why didn't I Draco? That would have been so convenient. I could have just completely wiped that thing off the face of the earth, especially because Skarmory was gone. You know, I really don't understand why I didn't do that, but that's okay. I got the rocks off, and I'm immediately switching out into my Altaria because I think he's going to drop the Draco because he's faster. And I don't think I have Roost on this thing, so whatever I do is whatever I do from here. And I don't think he has Hurricane or Hyper Voice, I think is what ended up happening there. So he just ended up going for U-turn. What does he have? I think he might have Draco, Flamethrower, U-turn, and Switcheroo or some shit. That probably explains why he ended up going for U-turn instead of something that would have just outright killed me, you know. But I'm going to go for a D-Dance here, see how much damage I can get off now that I am at neutral, but I still outspeed him. Maybe? No, I don't outspeed him. That's where I learned that. I learned that he actually is Scarfed, and he does outspeed me at +1 right here, which kind of sucked because I was very much hoping that I could have gotten away with something right there, and it turns out that I just don't. So, I'm going to bring in my Latias right here, kind of reluctantly, because, you know, it is a Stone Edge. It still does a pretty good amount of damage, but I go for Sawshock right here, just because I want to get off damage before I end up going for a Draco, because I want to make sure that Draco is actually able to take him out from that range. I don't want to get too many special attack drops. I do get a little bit of luck there. He does miss Stone Edge. It's kind of whatever, honestly. I would have been able to live one. And I think I have Healing Wish on this one, so I get the feeling I should have brought in Latias before I brought in Altaria, because I think Altaria definitely could have tangoed with another one of these guys coming up in a lot better. You'll see it in a couple. Yeah, it's this fucking asshole. Now, this thing left a really sour taste in my mouth because this thing actually happened to be Megazard X, which, you know, it's technically part of Mono Flying right now because it starts out as Fire Flying. And you can tell that it's X because, you know, you do see Y with Dragon Dance from time to time, but I don't think my friend's really that weird to do that, so he just ended up just D-dancing right now, knowing that I was going to want to go for a Draco to get off some damage. And this is the tricky part because I've now given him a free opportunity to get another one in. And if y'all know how scary a Zard X is at neutral, and you know how terrifying it is at +1, how about at +2? I think that actually ends up being the game from here because I cannot do anything about it. I'm literally just going to sack this thing to, what, freaking whatever it wants to do in hopes that, you know, Gooey will bring it down to -1 or whatever. But even still, -1 speed still puts him at +1 in total, and he's got double attack as well. On top of that, he just completely gets rid of everything I have, which is why I should have valued my Mega Altaria a little bit better there, because I did resist the fire move, and I was immune to the Dragon Stab right here. On top of that, I learned that he has Outrage, which is relevant because if he had gotten a 2-turn Outrage instead of a 3-turn Outrage, I had the chance to potentially respond. But I'm actually just going ahead and spoil it for you right now. I have 3 dragons left, and he does end up getting a 3-turn Outrage, so these last 3 turns are gonna go by pretty fast as I get rolled by a Charizard X on a mono flying team. Now, in the club meta that we play in, this is a perfectly kosher thing to do because it starts out in that form and then it changes to something else. And I know in different monotype meta, I'm pretty sure it's a little bit different. I'm not 100% sure how that works. Either way, he just ends up winning from there, and I think this was one of maybe 1 or 2 losses I had during the tournament or some shit like that. Like I said, I really don't remember, but I still have some more videos from it. So anyways, that's the end of the game. Oh my god. Adobe and everything that happened today. My mind is fried, but I somehow managed to get through about 10 minutes of video, which is fantastic. So if you guys enjoyed it, you can leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. Y'all know how that works. And that will do it out of me for once. Holy shit, I got a video out. How surprising. And I will hopefully see you guys on the next one, assuming my computer doesn't blow up or some shit. Ugh, I gotta knock on wood now. Okay, bye.